Hi, and welcome back to yet another comparison video of mine. Today we're having a look at the Dressel Designs Emotion setup, which consists of the hybrid Monarch, the mono-metal 7 Series Aluminium Emotion, the special release titanium mono-metal Emotion, and the brand new bimetal with polycarbonate, so it could in theory be called a hybrid connection. I will be comparing these in my regular fashion by running them through the same amount and same type of tricks, and I'll have some comments about them at the end. So these are some of my favorite yo-yos at the moment on a pure performance and feel. So let's have a look at how they compare to each other. And if you want to get one, which one would be for you? Here we go. First up, the Monarch. It's slightly differently shaped from the other three in the fact that it has slightly thinner rims, slightly more narrow rims. In the spin test, it does a very decent 1.42 minutes in average, and sets the tone, being the first one. There's nothing to compare it yet. Speed-wise, this yo-yo feels fast, it feels fairly stable, it wants to move, it wants to go all over the place, and comes back with a nice and snappy bind. It is fairly suitable for longer combos, it has plenty of stability and spin time. Even on small misses, there's time to correct this and to keep on going with the trick. The machined polycarbonate and the blasted aluminum rims make it great for grinds. The contact surface is smooth and allows it to do good grinds. At a slight angle, it'll even do thumb grinds. Not much of a problem, but there's no overhanging lip, so if you throw the yo-yo straight, that's not possible. It's not exactly made for finger spins. It does decent finger spin, and 7 seconds is generally long enough for most tricks with it, but not great for it. For horizontal, pretty good yo-yo. It's nice and stable, it has plenty of rim weight, it wants to move. It doesn't tilt back too much, although my misses with the bind make it tilt back a little bit. Up next, Emotion. 7000 series aluminium, nice thick rims, fairly thin body. A little bit more spin time on a still hanging spin than the Emotion or than the Monarch, but not crazy amounts. It does feel a little more powerful than the Monarch does, but also a little bit slower. So it tends to move a little bit fast, or feels like it moves a little less fast than the Monarch does. It does very well on longer combos, especially considering this is a mono metal, and usually I would not tackle combos this long with anything but bimetals, but it does great. It goes through it all the way and even returns with a satisfying bind at the end. It gives the same kind of experience on grinds as the Monarch does. The blasted finish on it is great for grinds and similar for thumb grinds. It has a straight inside edge. Give it good thumb grind capability as long as you throw it at a slight angle. It will just keep grinding for quite a while. On finger spins, it does slightly better than the Monarch does, but only by about a second. These yo-yos are not exactly made for finger spins, but they are capable of it. For horizontal, this is pretty good. Similar to the experience I had with the Monarch. It does felt very well. stayed a little bit more stable than the Monarch did. Up next, Titanium Emotion. Similar dimensions as the regular Emotion, slightly lighter, and made out of titanium, of course. Spin times a little bit below the regular Emotion, but once again not by much. While slightly less than Monarch as well. For speed combos, this thing kind of feels like Emotion, but faster. So lots of stability in the tricks. It wants to move. Might be a little less powerful though. And it goes through, just like the regular Emotion, through longer combos without much of a problem or a hitch. Very stable, plenty of power, and plenty of even space for making small mistakes and not slowing it down too much. The one thing it is not good at, however, is grinds. The titanium texture is kind of grippy and wants to run off your hands. And it's same for thumb grinds. As long as you land on the actual nail itself, it's fine. But if you land on skin, then it's just not great for it. Finger spins, also not great. The least impressive so far. For horizontals, it's pretty good, just like Emotion is, just like Monarch is. It allows for some basic horizontal tricks. And finally, Connection, the polycarbonate aluminium steel version of Emotion. Pretty good spin time. Not as much as Emotion, but that might be because it's fairly new and the bearing hasn't been broken in as much yet. A new bearing might make a difference here, I haven't tried yet. It feels fast, it feels stable, it wants to move. I think it feels slightly less sluggish than Emotion does, but not as fast as the titanium version. And this thing is great for longer combos. It stays stable, it stays on plane, which we'll see at the horizontal portion of comparisons as well. This thing just really wants to do tricks and wants you to do long tricks with it. It's pretty good for grinds as long as you don't touch the rims. The polycarbonate and the steel are a little sticky feeling, whereas the aluminium is not. So that allows it for good grinds as long as you're accurate. And the thumb grind is just fine, just as well as the other models are. Out of all the four, this one finger spun for the longest, but the margin is fairly small. So just not made for it, but doable. And for horizontal, this yo-yo is a dream. It stays stable, it doesn't move slow, but doesn't move crazy fast either. It even allows for a little bit of a mistake here and there. Conclusion time. So one by one. Monarch, it was a fairly revolutionary new hybrid yo-yo. I think it's just a really fun yo-yo. The colors are cool. It's not expensive. I think it's still available at some shops. I think Yo-Yo Expert still has it. It wants to move. It's fun. It's just really great. If you are into hybrids, if you like, for instance, the Iceberg and the way it performs, but you want something that with a bit of a different feel, Monarch is a great option. I really enjoy it. The Emotion itself might be my favorite monometal yo-yo so far. I use it for 5A. I'm actually considering buying another one because I like it so much. It's just a great yo-yo. It can take a beating. As you can see, mine has lots of dents and edge damage just from dropping it in 5A. it's just a great all-around yo-yo, and it even performs fairly well in horizontal for me, and I'm not like great at horizontal, so that says something. Titanium Emotion, great yo-yo, really fun, special edition. I think it was a one-time production. It just kind of showcases the difference between aluminum yo-yos and titanium yo-yos if you have the same type of material, and I think that's really cool. It's a little faster, it feels a little lighter, it is a little lighter. It's just a fun yo-yo. If you can find one for a decent price, I would say it's worth it, but if your budget is smaller, just get the aluminum one because it's great. And of course, if you want to go for the ultimate in performance, Connection. Connection is a beast. It's like a hyped up Emotion. It's great. I highly recommend it. It's a beautiful yo-yo. The construction is kind of interesting with the polycarbonate rings next to the steel rings, but it just performs great. I cannot speak about its durability yet because I haven't dropped it or hit the floor with it, and I'm not planning to, but it is 7 series aluminum. The rings might shift a little bit, but you will probably be able to pop them back in even if they do, so you would be fine. In short, I can highly recommend all of these yo-yos. These are some of my favorites. Dressel is a cool guy. I found almost basically anything he touches, anything he designs is bound to perform really well, and I like the design of them. I love the feel. Get yourself an Emotion series yo-yo if you can, or a Monarch. Either one will be great. Thank you so much for watching, and until next time.